Hello everyone, and welcome to this video. My name is Eldius Moses YT, and I decided that, you know what, I'm gonna bite the bullet and just make a YouTube video. Why not? I decided it'd be a lot of fun, and so I am just going to give you guys a bit of a tour of what I do in my single player world. I hope you guys enjoy, and let's get right into it. So to start, I just want to show off a little bit of what I do. So this is actually a bit outdated, but it's a map of what I have done so far in my single player world. I did this because there was a point when I was intending, or rather hoping, to open this up and make like a little server, but I decided against it. But anyway, yeah, that's what this is. This is where you would spawn in. This is just world spawn, and I built this right here. So, to start, we're gonna take a little trip. Ooh, no. We're gonna take a little trip down the path, which has actually since been cut by a more recent project. Um, this actually has a lot to do with the lore of this place. Actually, it's the most important piece of lore, you could argue. But anyway, yeah, this is my world. So to start, we're gonna get away from that creeper. Um, uh, okay, there we go. Um, but anyway, we're gonna go and just, I guess, take the tour as it should be. So this is a world I started back in June. Ooh. Uh, I forgot. Yeah, jukebox display. But this is a world I started back in June, and well, it's a world that I've had a lot of fun in, if I'm being completely honest. Um, so we started off by building this house. I built it using entirely stone tools, mining everything and whatever. Though that said, it was originally only in the terracotta color. I went and added texturing afterwards, but anyway, um, so with this house, we've got downstairs, but I'll show you that after because that's not part of the original design. Then we go up here. Yeah. This is my bed. We're gonna sleep just so that we can have time, or so we don't have mobs trying to kill us. Yeah. But anyway, afterwards, after I'd built this house, the next thing I built was the villager breeder right over here. And this one was textured from the very start. I wanted to build it. Oh, give me a second. Keybinds. Mod. There it is. Um, utility options. Uh, there it is. Keybind. Toggle free cam and save and quit. So, anyway, um, this I intended on building to just make it look like it had been like oversaturated coming from this side, right? And so it's darker on the back and everything. So actually this base is kind of meant to be looked at like this, or from this angle. Though any angle looks good. You can even see traces of it in this build, but it's not as prominent. Um, but yeah. Anyway, uh, the and the only reason I want to do this was really to experiment. I'd been watching a lot of let's see, Beat All Below, Scar, and just a bunch of the more buildery hermits, I guess, for lack of a better word. But yeah, I was inspired, and so I started building. But anyway, from there we built this, and well, let's just say, it is currently deactivated. They just fall in the hole, and well, sometimes they purge themselves, to put it simply. But from there, I decided, you know, I'm going to build a portal. And one thing that I've always done in all of my worlds is... Oh, there is a block missing. But I've always put my logo, my little trademark, my face. And right now, I'm in my Christmas skin because, to be perfectly honest, I like it better than my original. But um, that's just that. But anyway, so I put it in, and I'm actually more proud of this one than any other one I've done. And later on, more recently, I went in and finally added in the redstone I'd always intended to do. So now we have that. Um, from there we have the villager hall, and it's pretty great. I'm very happy with the villager hall. I missed stuff. To be honest, this design, I hadn't built this top part, so it was just like the pink floor over here. I think I built that about not even a month ago. Yeah, but yeah, I'm very happy with where that's at. Um, and this is kind of how I got settled in the world. I didn't actually get started with villagers until I'd finished this house, though, using only stone tools. And the other problem with that was this foundation used to only be stone. I had to smelt every one of those stone blocks, and you can actually see some of like the leftover. Like, this used to be a foundation. I expanded the foundation and kept doing so until I just had a ginormous piece of stone. But yeah. From there, I used to have my storage room right under here. Like, this was the profile of the storage room. This looked down into the storage room. But, I moved out my storage to over here. And, well, I didn't need this anymore, so I got rid of it. And then I was like, you know what? For lore reasons, I'm going to make a giant crystal here in the water. And, yeah. Honestly, I'm not going to go over much lore in this video because I just want to give an overview of the building I've done. If you guys are interested in the lore, I'd be happy to make a second video. But just let me know whether you care or not, and yeah. I'm at college, so like I get busy. So to be perfectly honest, I don't mind either way. But besides that, I'm gonna continue this tour. So from there, after I started building this, once I had gotten the chests in, I hadn't finished the top part, but I'm very happy with the top part. But after I finished the top part, after I finished the bottom part, I moved all my storage over, did that. From there, I started the bees. This is one of my all-time favorite builds because of just how ridiculous it is. First of all, it draws from a bunch of different sources, but anyway, I'll go into that in the lore if you guys want to hear that. From there, I built my bee farm, and on top of that, we have the honeycomb cafe, which is currently not done. We also have a building here that I'm still trying to figure out what I want to do with it. This has not been touched in a while. It has just been like this because I don't know what I want to do. We have... I love this crane. I honestly just love this crane. This was one of the early... This was like when I was still in stone tools, you know. I knew I wanted to build a crane, and so I built this, and I'm very pleased with how it came out. But yeah. Anyway, from there, we have the map room. This is actually a very important room to me because a while ago I I think I was maybe a month into... No, it was about a month. Oh, so no, I started this in May, my bad. But about a month into having this world, I decided, you know what? I am going to make a progress update place. So here I have what my base used to look like. And just kind of like this key points of interest, right? And then I have a book that kind of has some of my stats. This is just, I mean, if you want to read any of this, just pause. But this was kind of just like my plans, my thoughts, my ideas, my feelings about where I was at in this world. And this has kind of been what has kept me going in this world. That and the lore. Because when you have those two things together, you will have inspiration for days. And then when you don't have inspiration for days, you can take a break, but you'll always want to come back, even if you take like a week or a month break, you know? I think the longest break I took was about 3 weeks, and that was mainly because I had school. But anyway, from there I went. This was the next progress update. So we had, as you can see, we had like the storage room, we had all this, but then we started really expanding it. We with big additions like Dripstone Farm. This thing was still here. A frog habitat. Oh, I'll show you the frog habitat in a bit. It's lovely. But from there, we this is the current update, and I go through and like update it every once in a while. But the biggest thing with these snapshots is when I actually do a snapshot, I make a world download and put it in a folder so that I have like a little time capsule of my progress. And it's really nice to just sometimes go and look back and like, wow, I have done a lot. I've committed to something. And to be honest, it's helped me a lot in real life too because I feel like I'm actually capable of like doing something and committing to something, which is like kind of broken the mental block of not wanting to do things sometimes. Because I'm like, well, I did this. Surely I can do this. And then I go and do it. And it's awesome. But anyway, from there, this was one of the earlier builds. As you can see by the maps, we had the iron farm before the map room. And actually, funnily enough, the map room used to be on this wall before when it was blank stone. Um, Now I have since gone back and like changed foundations and made everything look nicer. But anyway, um, yeah. So we had the iron farm and this thing. To be perfectly honest, I don't keep up with it. It is way overfilling. Like I'm actually, it's not way overfilling right now. We're probably that double chest is probably almost full. But anyway, we don't talk about that. Um, And this is kind of like the older section, though there are some parts that are newer. For example, this build. It is like done-ish. There are still like tweaks I want to make to it eventually, but I just haven't gotten around to it. But this is my armory. Um, this is where I kind of can store all of my what are they called? Weapons and tools and everything when I'm not using them, so that I don't like lose stuff that I don't want to lose. Um, I actually just recently um did a really dumb play where I here I'll show you. I This is my old mine that I'm about to go to. But basically this thing, right? I was like, you know what? I'm gonna bucket clutch down there because I wanted to get to the trial chamber at the end. Let's just say I didn't water bucket clutch, and I tried to save myself or my stuff by water bucket clutching. And then while I was doing this, there was a point where I was like, wait, stuff despawns. And I was like, oh no. I went back and actually got managed to get down. And when I had a big chunk of my netherite gear was gone. I had saved some of it because it stayed in the middle, but the rest that I didn't pick up while falling at some time or another was gone. And so I had to go back and re-gear, and that was kind of annoying. But ultimately, like when you have this much progress, it's not something you just want to lose, right? So so you're not going to just scrap all the other progress you've made because you had a little fall, you know? But anyway, from there, I built that. This is a basalt generator. It works great. I as you can see, I use basalt a lot. I am very much in need of this stuff. I also I am of the unpopular opinion that purpur is an underused block. And the only reason it is underused is because it is never used. It's not to say it's a fantastic block, but it has potential that because it can't be used in most cases is just left untapped, right? So I really like just slipping it in anywhere I can. This is actually even inspired by the end towers. That building specifically has a lot to do with the lore of this place. Um, but yeah. Also, I am very aware that there are two different lighting lamps, whatever things they're called, and that has its reason based in lore, as you can kind of see here. Um, I will explain that if you want the other video. But anyway, so back over here to my farming district, and oh, this area is not done yet. I just started like terraforming this. This was like all the way up here, and I just wanted to make it a bit more clear cut, right? So I did, and I'm glad I did. It looked awful before, but there's also a lore reason for these. I know it looks like a face. That is intentional. Um, but over here we have Frederick. Well, his home. He died. I forgot that rain can kill magma cubes. So we have a sniffer farm. We have armadillo farm. We have bamboo farm. It's not, the exterior is not done, but that's okay. We have a sugarcane farm, and we have this monstrosity. Um, yeah, don't plan on changing this. Um, except for I might take the villager heads out and replace them with more diverse heads, if anything. I do plan on finishing this because we need storage. We need this to be able to continually run. Um, but I have not gotten around to that. And so yeah, this is a bit of a look from just all around the base. I like flyovers. They are cute. Except for when it's raining. Details, weather. There we go. That's better. Oh, this spaceship up here. This has a purpose. If you have seen uh shoot, what's his name? Ah Ray's Works, this is his mini amber farm. I really like it. I I I also thought it'd be nice to include as a spaceship. 'Cause why not? But yeah, besides that, I only have a little bit more in this world to show. Um, but yeah, I will go over there now. So this is a house I'm currently working on. Um, I have grown a lot as a builder. I've learned techniques that I like. I've learned things I don't like and would prefer to avoid while building. And a big part of that is space management, because one of the biggest things when I was building my original house is I like how it's laid out, but I also feel like these are just too narrow, right? There's just not good great like space planning beforehand, right? And so like it's a massive house, but it doesn't feel like you have too much space in it. Enchantment. But yeah, I so I learned that, and I did like that there were some hallways, right? So I used that, but here's the actual bedroom, right? Uh, it's honestly, I'm very happy with how this is laid out so far. I still need resin bricks. I think I have enough actually. I just haven't put them in. But yeah, this has kind of been just an exercise in how to plan out a build. Oh, and the other thing is this goes down to um yeah, it's like a little basement area, but it's also connected to the pool. So I'm pretty happy with how this is going so far, and I'm excited to finish it eventually. Um, eventually. But from there, yeah, I've really just been working on this area because the terrain on like if you go back into the old worlds, and or when I go back in the old worlds and look, this terrain is awful. It's so shattered and everything. I mean, like I'm literally building on top of a um mine shaft. It's so bad. And actually, part of that as part of that bad terrain thing, one of the ways I fixed it, there was this giant ravine that was partially underwater and partially had parts that jutted out here, which is why this is so flat. I had to flatten it and I just made it look a bit more presentable. It's not done. I know the lines are very clear cut. That was just to get it done for now, but it kind of cut through here and I didn't know what to do with it. So I decided, you know what? Frog. Frogity. Oh, yeah, I am very happy with that. Um, but yes, so that's our frog habitat, and I just love these little guys. They're so hoppy. They're hoppy little boys. Shoom. But yes. And finally, um, we have my little true industrial district. This is more for AFK farms. This is, which is honestly why I only have 2 farms here so far, because I don't AFK a lot. I actually rarely AFK. Right now, the only reason I would AFK is for gunpowder, because this farm is trash and only produces a little bit, but it's enough for me. So yeah. But the cool thing is, I found here. Let me do something real quick. Um, while I was exploring the area over here, I found a spider spawner. I'm like, oh, cool, because it was a mine shaft. I go look at it. I go take out the vine or the cobwebs. I light it up and everything, and then I look over the side and I see another one. I'm like, no way, that's awesome. Um, but then I look even closer. I'm like, oh my gosh, they are in the same line. They are perfect because I can now double activate them. And so, um, I have never built a spider farm. That has never been on my docket. I never had a reason. And then they came out with candles, and from the moment they had candles, I wanted to build one. I really did. Still lacked the motivation to actually get started and build it. But then I saw this, I'm like, no, I have to build one now because this is too good. This is way too good. And so, um, here, there it is. So I'm going to just do that just so we can see. So I, with no know-how, built this. I am extremely proud because it works fantastic. Uh, oh, it's other side. But basically, you go down, and I've yet to decorate this area. It's one of the older areas on my base, and they can climb out, but ultimately they just this is perfectly activatable from here. Both of them are, and so I just wait here, and if I stand far enough back, I can hit them, but they can't hit me. And so you just see this going on, and sometimes creepers will come down, which is great because it's extra gunpowder. But then when I'm really wanting gunpowder, I nah. I'll just well actually I'll go through the bubble column. When I actually want gunpowder, I go up here and just AFK. Oh my gosh, what was that? Okay, but yeah. Anyway, besides that, there is not much more to this world. Um, yeah. Well, anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Um, I have just always, I guess, enjoyed talking about my builds because I'm very intentional with how I do things, with why I do things, with where I put things. And, well, with that, I talking through it has always helped me. It's always helped me know what I want to do next. And so, with that, I guess I'll just show you one little secret. If you remember at the very beginning of the video, there was a jukebox that went off. And so, this is a little bit of a secret, but I I don't think there'll be too many people who watch this, so I guess I'll show it off. So if you go here, there is the bees. This is where I did all the bee breeding. It was an open area before, but then I decorated it to, I guess, be more of like a memorial to what it was used for. And there are bees in there, but of course it's raining. They're not coming out. So with that, there is a rosebush here. And if you had bone meal on you, you could bone meal this rosebush. I don't, so I'm going to use a rocket instead. So this is the lounge. It's like, the idea of it is basically a speakeasy if speakeasies were actually like, I guess, family friendly and just for good wholesome fun. I forgot to lock this armor stand, and so I broke it, but they were dancing before. And I'm very happy with how it was, but he got broken, so I'm going to have to fix him later. But yeah. And then from there, well, this would normally be closed. Like, within this world, basically the whole reason these even are like this, I know this is disgusting. Don't worry. I'm aware. I'll be fixing it soon. I just haven't gotten around to it. But it's not actually like, it doesn't need to be secret. They're not hiding or anything. They're just, it's more for like the fun, the idea of it, like the adventure. And so from there, we have this little common area. I haven't actually really decided what I want this to be. Think like maybe an arena, like just a like a, not, what's the word? No, sorry. Like an actual, like a ballroom, right? It's going to be a fancy ballroom. That's the word. Because the other one is just like for fun, like just casual, you know, just have fun dancing. Also meet Whiffer. He's a chill guy. But anyway, it's going to be like a ballroom, and then it goes up here. Oops. All the way up to here. So yeah. Anyway, this is kind of like I don't know. I'm in a single player world. I don't need these secrets. There's really no need. But it's fun. It keeps me wanting to play. It keeps me wanting to build. It inspires me to do more. Because ultimately, who knows, one day maybe the world will get to see this. Or who knows, maybe my children one day will get to see this and just see that, I don't know, there's a lot of fun to be had in the creative aspect of Minecraft. With that, I just want to leave off and thank you all for watching. I honestly, if you want to see more content like this, I will be trying my best to keep posting. So let me know if you want to see more by liking, subscribing, or doing any of the other things. Leave a comment if you have suggestions, or to say whatever you want, to be honest. Anyway, I hope y'all have a wonderful day, and this is LDS Samosas. Bye.